Did you know that Maine is the most rural state in the country? The population is so spread out that in many areas, the government can't maintain its own public schools. That's why Maine pays private school tuition for families who live in areas without public schools. Parents can use Maine's tuitioning money to send their kids to a broad list of approved private schools. But there was one key exclusion. Maine would not let parents send their kids to religious schools. In fact, after the Supreme Court told Maine to stop this religious discrimination in 2022, the state doubled down, enacting new rules to keep excluding religious schools from the tuition program.
We knew that Whitefield was a tuitioning town when we moved here, but we're definitely disappointed when we found out that St. Dom's would not be an option because of the religious exclusions.
Keith and Valerie Rodonis are devout Catholics who wanted to send their daughter to a Catholic high school, St. Dominic Academy.
Being able to send our child to a school that's rooted, the foundation is Christianity, makes our job, it's more fluid.
But because of Maine's exclusionary rules, St. Dominic can't participate in the tuition program.
We were hopeful for a little bit, and then it was taken off the table.
I felt like we were being punished for being Catholic almost.
St. Dominic traces its roots to a school founded by Catholic nuns to educate the families of French-speaking mill workers in the 1870s. Today, it's a staple in the close-knit communities of Auburn and Lewiston.
The faculty and staff are amazing. I think they're top-notch and very professional.
They really care about your child, they care about you, and they care about educating them in the faith.
I've never felt so comfortable with a teacher-student relationship as I have at St. Dom's. It's just a very comfortable space to be who you are. I can't think of any other schools that I would rather attend.
St. Dom is a religious school, but it's always been known as a really good school.
Nancy and Dan Cronin are not Catholic, but they believe St. Dominic would offer the best education for their son Zach, who has dyslexia.
We're not sending Zach there for religious reasons, we're sending him there for academic reasons. So religion didn't even play a part of this, and it seemed to match what Zach wanted and what he might need.
I feel welcomed, and I feel like I have friends, and I feel like I'm actually learning something. It's just a good school for my personality, and I wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
In order to apply to St. Dominic, Zach had to submit a handwritten essay to the school.
And he wrote about his dyslexia, he wrote about his own personal struggles.
St. Dominic accepted Zach's application, but then the Cronins received a heartbreaking phone call from the city of Fayette.
Fayette called us and said, they can't accept the funds. We can't pay. They wanted to support us, but they couldn't because of this law.
We thought everything was going to be fine and that St. Dom's was an option. It's like we have this choice, and we made a choice. And then you're like, oh, well, not that choice.
Yeah.
And it's, what? That's a little, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
Even though St. Dominic is among the most affordable private schools in the area, without the state's tuition program, Nancy and Dan have to take up second and third jobs to pay the bills.
We both work multiple jobs. Dan works 3 jobs, I work 3 jobs.
And we brainstorm often creative ways of how we're gonna pay for it. And we might be okay this year, but what about next year? And what about the year after? And we have to prepare for that.
Yeah, can we also say one more thing?
Sure.
This is Zach's college money. We're having to pay for high school when we didn't expect to. But every ounce that we ever saved for Zach's college money, which wasn't as much as we wanted, but here it is.
After decades of fighting Maine families in court, the state lost at the Supreme Court in 2022. The Supreme Court told Maine it couldn't keep using its education law to exclude religious schools. But Maine just moved its exclusionary policies into its human rights law. Maine lawmakers boasted on social media that they had gotten around the Supreme Court.
It's not just us, it's about Catholic families in general, and really Maine families.
All families
right,
that may want St. Dom's
Right.
as an option, Catholic or not.
Because there are a number of
Yeah.
parents that send their children there that aren't Catholic, but they know they're getting an incredible education.
What we're talking about in rural communities is not a lot of options. We have been told that we have parent choice, and we don't. As long as the place is teaching a level of rigor, then why does it matter if there's a religious aspect or not? That really should be parents' choice. You should have the responsibility to parent your kid, and you should have the right to do it.